How's it going, everybody? Figured I'd take you guys out for a quick drive of the Crown Vic. A little bit of snow on the ground because it snowed a couple of days ago, but it's almost all melted now. No salt at least, so not a big deal. No snow on the roads or anything, which is good because these Goodyears, the RSAs, do not like snow at all. They hardly even like the rain, so I can't wait to get them off. Got some Cooper RS3 G1 or something like that going on them here soon. Hopefully those will be a lot quieter because the tires on this car are almost 9 years old, which probably plays a bit of a factor. Looked at the code date the other day, so can't wait to get them off. I can still smell undercoat burning on the car because I undercoated it a bit before winter storage, so some of it's still burning off because I probably only drove it about 40k after I got it undercoated before storage. So anyway, actually do a bit of a Crown Victoria driving video review. I know I did one of the LX many years ago. I think it was 4 years ago now, so I figured I'd do one of the Police Interceptor. So right out the bat, as soon as you get to the car, the first thing you notice, and I apologize, the road noise is a little high. I have the phone right up against the windshield, and the tires are also a little loud. So luckily they're coming off next week. So the first thing you notice when you drive a Crown Vic, before you even drive it, is the seats are like a sofa. When you do start driving it, going down the road is very comfortable. The car takes bumps very well. They do have a softer suspension. Even the P71s, compared to the average modern car, has a very soft suspension, so very comfortable for long drives. I've taken this car on 5+ hour drives. I'm headed on almost a 7-hour trip once. I had no problem. My butt wasn't even sore. Like, these seats are just like a sofa, and they're awesome. My only complaint is that sometimes, because there is a bit of lack of back support in them, like on the sides, the seating position can sometimes feel a little off, but I mean, it's not too bad because you can slide around a little bit in the corner just due to that. But overall, the seats are so soft. I mean, especially if you're in the passenger seat with no pedal or anything, you could sit there and go to sleep for hours if you wanted. So as you can see, we're going down the road here, hitting some potholes actually, because we are in Nova Scotia. The car just floats right over them. I mean, this is a police car model and it's still floating right over it. Just for those of you that haven't been on my channel before, this car has 131,000 kilometers, which is about 82,000 US miles, and only 194 idle hours, so nothing. It's still a baby as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, it just floats over the bumps and all that. Then you go up through the corners. I mean, it's not great. It's a 4,000 pound slug. I mean, it goes around the corners. The police model does handle a lot better than the civilian model, just because the police model has thicker sway bars, stiffer springs, also has a rear sway bar, which the average civilian model does not have, which is a very big help when going over bumps and stuff. So, like I said, overall it doesn't handle too bad though. I mean, it does get you through the corner. Just don't expect to drive it like a race car, because it's not going to happen unless you do some serious modifications. As far as acceleration, speed, and all that stuff go, you got to remember this car still weighs almost 4,000 pounds. This motor has not been updated in years. They don't even make the 4.6 anymore. This car, when it was new, put out 250 horsepower and I think 297 pound-feet of torque. So overall, not very high on the horsepower number, but that's partly why the car lasts so long, because they did detune the engine compared to the Mustangs. It is the same 4.6 in the Mustangs. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm open to criticism like that. I think it's the exact same 4.6 as in the Mustangs, but it is detuned for the Crown Vic. This has a dual exhaust, which gives it 250 horsepower, whereas the civilian models come stock at 224 with the single exhaust. So it does have a bit of get up and go, but I mean, it's not crazy. You're doing 0 to 60 miles an hour at about 8.5 seconds would probably be the average for a police interceptor, which I guess compared to the new Interceptor Taurus still isn't awful, because they're still close to the 8-second range. I think they're 7.5 seconds or so. So I mean, considering the Taurus Interceptor was the new and approved police car, they're still not that much quicker. Top end speed on a police model, I think, is 127 miles per hour with the 327 limited slip. A LX model tops out at 110, which has the default gearing ratio of 273. So like I said, it's got okay get up and go. I mean, it's definitely good. I don't use this car as a daily driver. I use my civilian model, one that I used to have a while back, but I don't use the P71 as a daily driver. It only comes out in the summer now, and I just like to take it on the odd jaunt here and there. But definitely good enough for a daily driver, great for highway cruising. Still has 327 especially, is a lot better on your fuel economy, I find, for getting up hills and stuff, because I do live in somewhat of a hilly area. It is better fuel mileage wise when you're in a hilly area than what I find the 273 is, just because it doesn't quite have to work as hard to stay in that fourth gear. Highway mileage though, the 273 gearing definitely does it on the highway and like roads where you're doing about 50, 55. So that is something to keep in mind if you're looking to buy a Crown Vic. I mean, gas prices are cheap right now anyway, whether you're in Canada or the US. So I mean, it's easy to afford the gas. Mileage wise, by P71 I've averaged about 19 miles per gallon, I want to say. It's hard for me to tell because I don't take it too often. I don't really pay too much attention to the mileage. I literally just drive this car for fun and enjoyment, and that's it. I don't really use it as a daily driver or anything. I have my Corolla for that now, which, yeah, I know, a small car. I tell you, when I first got back in this car after sitting in the Corolla all winter, I was like, oh my god, this is nice, because the seats are so soft and so much space. But yeah, so gas mileage, I'm averaging about 19, and that's in a police model, P71, P70B for the last 2 years. The civilian model, you'll get a little bit more normally out on the highway, but I find mixed driving, they're about the same mileage, so that is also something you probably want to keep in mind. The other thing is the ride height on the P71. I'm gonna have to put new springs in this eventually because they are a little lower than stock just due to the age. The springs are 13 years old, so I mean, they certainly don't hold up the car up as high as they used to, so I'll get new ones eventually. But the ride height on the P71 is naturally 2 inches higher due to the stiffer springs. So like I said, minor details. I mean, Crown Vic's a Crown Vic. Very fun cars to own. Easy to work on. You get your front headlight replaced in just a few minutes, which I did the other day. Really working on these is so easy, and even my friends that are mechanics and whatnot, they say the same thing. They're very easy to work on, no hassle really. I mean, I wish I had a bit more to review, but they are a basic car. I mean, they really are so basic. They're good at doing just about everything, but they're not great at doing anything, but they're also not bad. So they're kind of a hard car to review. They're just deadbeat reliable and extremely comfortable. So if that's the kind of car you want, then the Crown Vic is what you should buy. I mean, because comfort wise, I've ridden in like newer vehicles, trucks and stuff like that. The comfort still does not come close, in my opinion, to what the seats of this Crown Vic are going down the road. Like a new truck or any luxury SUV, I find myself more comfortable in a Crown Vic, just with the leg room. No center console in the police model. I mean, one was installed before I bought this, but it's not wide. So, I mean, you literally just sit there and sprawl yourself out. And that is all you got to do. I mean, like I said, so if you guys just want a quick, like a nice car or nice enough car that's cheap in the under $3,000 bracket, they are going up in price for the nice one. So a nice one now might run you $3,500 to $5,000 depending on the mileage and stuff. So just keep that in mind. But most, you can get yourself a Crown Vic. May not be a nice Crown Vic per se, but you can definitely get yourself a Crown Vic for about $2,500 or less, if that's what you want to do. It may not be the nicest one, but it's a Crown Vic. I really don't have a whole lot more to comment on. The radio is very basic. I mean, it turns on, it turns off. Sometimes it likes to turn itself up. Sometimes it likes to turn itself down. The car, so, I don't know, just overall a good car. They haven't really given me any problems, any of them, except for the Grand Marquis I had. Something my gut tells me the mileage has rolled back on that car before I bought it, because that had a lot of issues that you normally only find in a very high mileage Crown Vic, and the body shape on it was kind of iffy too. So that was my mistake for buying that Marquis back in 2014. But my silver Crown Vic I had, not a whole lot of issues. This Crown Vic, not a whole lot of issues, knock on wood. Blend door actuator, I might get replaced, I might not. I only drive it in the summer, so I mean I don't need heat that often. So yeah, definitely go buy yourself one. I enjoy driving them. I mean, they're just very comfortable to get behind the wheel and just go for a cruise. That's what they were made for. They're made to be comfortable for hours on end, and they are. So, most basic car you can buy. They ride nice. They're not going to handle the best. They're not going to be the fastest, but they ride very nice, and they'll get you there in comfort, and they're easy to change the look of. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time.